Mrparka here to review one from MVD. This is Mara. And this is a Swedish film. It's very short. I put it in and it started off interesting enough about a woman talking about her nightmares and how her dreams are blurring into her reality. This pretty much sets the story for what happens next. Mara is sent back to her childhood home, and some horrible things happen in that childhood home. Her kind of like crazy post-partum, whatever they call it, I'm mispronounced it, sorry, as when a woman has a child, she goes into a horrible depression and kind of goes nuts afterwards. What happens there, and she kind of, her mother killed her father in a fit of rage when she was a child. She witnessed this, all this took place in this house, and now she's back in this house with her cousin and some of her friends. I really didn't buy why she came back to the house. Her psychiatrist said something about it, and she wanted to just face down her demons or whatnot. That happens a lot in films. But anyways, what progresses is, you know, they have a little party, and then basically she goes to sleep and things get confusing. She wakes up in the morning and no one's around. You kind of get the idea that she slaughtered everyone through just a series of a flash and knife, and then everyone's bodies are lying around the house. Things are confusing. She gets put into like a loop, wrap around, walks in the woods, comes back to the house. This is like 30 minutes in the movie, and that's about half of it. And it's just kind of really like that generic kind of like spooky, trippy stuff that, not necessarily super trippy, but, you know, typical ghost story stuff. Even like having the dark figure run in front of the camera a couple times for some cheesy scares. Kind of generic at points. You know, some of it actually works effectively. She keeps seeing her mother everywhere. And the odd thing is the first half of the movie has her in an interrogation room talking to a police officer, and we'll talk to her about her life and about her past, and then we'll go into the party and progress that story further. But then all of a sudden halfway through the movie it just stops doing the whole police routine, and I was like, okay, why did they even have that in there just so it can pop in at the end? They do it for the first 30 minutes and then it's not in the next 30 minutes, and of course it pops in at the very end. There's like 2 or 3 twists at the end that make this movie a little more memorable, but besides that, the killings are fairly off screen, most of them, or really cheap. One of them's good, and that's the original flashback killing of the father. The decent twist at the end, I thought. The mother is very creepy looking and popping up in places, kind of like as a haunting figure. But again, it's just, a lot of it is very generic, but some of it's decently scary, I guess. I thought that the beginning had a lot more potential than it actually kind of winded down to. Kind of like that movie Armorel. Similar to that, but of course not as good as that one either. But yeah, there is a good amount of nudity in here, which will obviously please some people. There's 3 chicks and they all get naked to a certain extent. It's just kind of an odd movie, but also kind of generic at the same time, if that makes any sense. I mean, it starts off so much better, and it turns into later just a generic ghost story with a couple of the cliche stuff in there, and then a decent twist ending. So it's like good, okay. So overall, it's just a decent movie. That I like the title Mara because they explain it at the end that it means nightmare. So Mara means, you know, mare, whatever it is. A translation, that was kind of a cool touch to it. But you know, again, sort of generic here. The acting is okay, and it's pretty much it. Nobody really has much character except the main character in the film. I mean, the other ones are, one guy really has 0 character. The guys don't have any character in this film, period, except maybe the cop. But, yeah, this has some special features on there, the making of and whatnot. This sounds like it's up your alley if you like kind of the little bit different, I guess, psychological thrillers, then you might dig this. But don't look for any super gore or anything like that. Some nudity and a couple little cheap scares. They do at points set up some good like really creepy stuff, but I just don't think it goes anywhere. I think that they kind of blow their chances at points to use it well. But thanks very much for watching. Have a good one.